Okay, I got a
Yeah.
question. I got a question. Speaking of schools, one thing we always talk about, and I think you spoke about multiple times recently, is higher education. Because we spoke about uni a lot, and I had this kind of I was ranting on about this years ago about how uni is an absolute scam because it's just the systems is broken, because kind of like building on what we're talking about, the systems that we're building kind of have like this thing where they become so convenient that we don't actually kind of like evolve them, and they become stale and they don't grow, and it actually become a detriment to people. So the question I'm having is like looking at higher education, so that's like university up above. Do you think higher education is a scam, or do you think people can actually use it for good benefits?
Uh, I think both. For example, I definitely think both. Because yeah, I mean, I've got to admit the price, and like after actually going to uni, there are so many occasions where I'll be sat in the classroom, or I'll just be on the campus, and I'm just thinking, £9,250 for 1 year, one year.
Not a year.
And yes, and then I was also going to say that because, as I said in the pub, I say 1 year. No, it's not 1 year. It's September, and in my case, with my course, I finish in like March. Like basically, not even 3 terms. Like in my opinion, that's not 3 terms long. I get 2 terms, but I have to pay for that third term because I don't know. I just do, even though I'm not using the university facilities whatsoever. Once I'm not there, like obviously I'm a particular case because, as I said, like I went to uni not really having a clue what I want to do. I was encouraged by school and parents and stuff, like get a degree, do something, just do something other than nothing, whatever nothing might have been if I didn't go to uni. Who knows what I would have done if I didn't, I don't know, but that's not matter. That doesn't matter right now because I'm at uni. But yeah, for my particular case, like I don't have a set goal as to why I'm there. I'm doing marketing and advertising. I've dipped my toe in it. I've got to admit, it doesn't really seem like my thing. I'm going to get a degree now anyway. I've come so far. I'm in my third year, so there's no backing out now. I'm so much into debt now. It's just absolute stupidity to walk away from it, And that's the thing, the debt ties you to it, and it's so much debt, bro. It's so £9,250. I haven't even had that in my bank account before, and we're not even talking about foreign students. Like they pay so much more, but that's the thing, we are in a point in time now where there are plenty of people abroad and here who have that much money where they can. Like it literally, like what, 28 grand for 1 year of education? Yeah, I could pay that for my kid. That's nothing, 28 grand, fucking hell. But yeah, I don't know. I think the price is a huge issue because I'm sorry, I don't think there would ever be any person in the world right now who'd be able to explain exactly what that money is there for and what you get out of that. Because at the end of the day, probably the majority of people going to uni are probably in a similar position to me, where like they simply wanted to get a degree, and they're trying something, and they're also just encouraged throughout their entire school life. You should probably go to uni because I remember hearing that you're likely to earn more money if you have a degree. You're more employable, that kind of thing. With just jobs in general, even if it isn't to do with your degree, you're still more employable because you have the degree. And I understand that, and that is a good positive aspect of it. But going back to the price, like, God, like when I'm there, what I learn and what I walk away with, I always think like, I'm trying to go somewhere with this. I kind of had a brain fart again.
I can go on a question that I had while you were speaking. I was trying to let you finish, but yeah. So the question essentially I have, right? I was thinking about like, I think it's a scam because the reason, let's take the 1.41, is because it's a pipeline. It's a university pipeline that you get indoctrinated since you're in primary school that you have to finish education, which is fine. You get to high school, it's like, okay, cool, you have to finish GCSE. Okay, cool. GCSE, you have to finish A-levels. A-levels is for uni. You get to uni, you have to finish uni. So like your whole education career since you're like 5 years old, you're being told the only reason you're starting this is not for the things you're going to learn, is for the degree which you're going to get at the end of it, which is what you're realizing now. Because along the way, the things that you learn, and especially because we live in a society right now where most people just don't know what they want to do, and so you kind of coddle these kids all throughout school. Don't give them one thing to focus on. You kind of have all these different subjects that they can do,
Like
so they don't really give a shit about any of them.
Yeah.
So then you get to a stage where they're picking uni subjects and they have no idea what they want to do, so they go to uni.
That's a very.
And then they have a choice of, okay, either you don't finish uni or you finish uni. But finishing uni means you're going to be 36 grand in debt. Because you have to go all 3 years or 4 years. And it's like, they don't really give children an ability to kind of make the choice themselves. It's made for you with the intention it is good for you.
Anyone who probably knows what they're doing, I would almost guarantee that it would be an outside factor from their education. They probably know what they're doing just from outside. They were doing something outside of education where they found something that they wanted to do. So then when it came to higher education, and that's the good part about higher education, there are so many courses that you could do that I wouldn't even have thought you could do as an education. But for those who know exactly why before they've even gone to it, they know exactly what they want from that degree straight away. I think they're the people who are probably going to have more of a positive thing to say about university.
So should it be not compulsory but optional?
Well, it already is optional. But as we would probably then say, because I'm going to be honest, I'm sure most parents would probably be like, no, you're going to get your degree,
Absolutely. Because workplaces, most of them say you have to have a degree.
Because that's the thing; it's kind of a bare minimum now. It certainly feels that way when you're getting just certain jobs. I don't know. Maybe I'm
maths, English. Most of them are you have to have the degree to have it.
Yeah, and also as well, it's because so many people have the degree. You're competing with people who have degrees. If you don't have one, that might actually really, because again, it's seemingly everybody's got a degree these days.
But doesn't that devalue the degree in terms of the wealth of it?
Ironically, I think so.
Not everyone had it, so you gain a degree means you actually went through the education process.
Yeah.
But not everyone has it, and all you need to do is really just put yourself in debt and hand fucking some courses on time.
Yeah.
You don't really need to do that much effort, so doesn't that devalue the worth of the degree while the prices of it is actually going up?
Yeah, it just keeps going up. But and that's also another thing. It's extra disheartening, especially for someone who might be in my position with the degree of I guess I'm just getting the degree because I don't really know if I actually want to pursue it after that. But the amount of money that we're paying, it's just disheartening because you don't care that much about it, and you're going into a huge amount of debt for it. So you feel like an idiot. It makes me feel really stupid for doing it, but it kind of feels at the same time that I really should, especially now that I'm in my third year. There's no option. It's just I'm here. It needs to be finished, even though I don't like it, and I would rather have just not have done it at all. But I've come this far now, and I'm in a lot of debt. So,
Okay, playing devil's advocate then. To play devil's advocate, even though I do agree with a lot of what you said, what are some of the good things about uni? If you had to strawman the argument, what are some of the things that, even though the cost aside, that that you can't learn except when you go to uni? What are some of the things you have to go to uni to actually gain that kind of knowledge from?